Game mechanics. Each player will drop the ball in a giant peg board which is about 3 feet high. The bottom of the board is divided into 16 bins marked with different amounts of peso. One bin will not any corresponding amount. The range of the amount is from 100 minus 10,000. Each player needs to answer a question before dropping the ball. When the player gets to answer the question correctly, the color of the ball will change into red. She will get the amount indicated in the bin where the ball landed. If the player answered incorrectly, the color of ball will be blue. However, the amount placed in the bin where the ball landed will be subtracted to its accumulated money. The more correct answers he gets, the more chances for the player to accumulate more money. A total of 10 questions will be flashed on the screen to be answered by each player. Materials needed: a vertical pegboard, 3 feet tall, bottom of board divided into 16 bins, 1 empty, each labeled with a specific peso amount. Colored LED balls, red equals correct, blue equals incorrect, card with 10 multiple choice questions. Score tracker display. Instructions. 1. Player faces the pegboard. 2. A multiple choice question appears. 3. Player answers each trivia question. If correct, red light ball equals gain bin value. If wrong, blue light ball equals lose bin value. 4. Player drops the ball from top center. 5. Ball travels through pegs and lands in one of 15 bins. 6. The amount is added or subtracted accordingly. 7. Repeat the process for 10 questions, drops. 8. Final total amount of funds accumulated, lost is calculated. Physics application. Projectile motion, ball falling vertically with gravity. Collision, ball hits pegs, elastic interactions, momentum. Ball slows, speeds slightly with peg hits. Conservation of energy, potential energy converts to kinetic as ball drops. In the drop the ball game, the ball's gravitational potential energy at the top turns into kinetic energy as it falls, and some of that energy is transferred or lost as heat and sound when it hits the pegs, but the total energy remains conserved throughout. Probability concept. Simple events. 1 ball drop equals 1 event. Theoretical probability. Equal bin probability assumed. Tree diagrams, FCP, for combinations of answers and outcomes. Fair game analysis, comparing expected value to cost. Reflections. Describe your experience designing a write-up game proposal. It was a challenging yet interesting experience. Normally, we enjoy playing any type of games which test our intellectual and mobility skills. But when we explore the science and math concepts behind the game, it becomes more interesting. How does this output help you understand the topics better? It is easier to understand the concepts of projectile motion, momentum, collision and conservation of energy through a game because we can actually see how they interact during the game proper. What science and math concepts did you learn and apply? Projectile motion, ball falling vertically with gravity. Collision, ball hits pegs, elastic interactions, momentum. Ball slows, speeds slightly with peg hits. Conservation of energy, potential energy converts to kinetic as ball drops. What have you learned about fair games? In designing any game, we always take consideration of the usiness profitability as well as the fairness of the games. The game may be difficult for some because it tests not just mobility but also mental abilities of player. But we can still consider it as fair game. As long as the process of the game is transparent and the players are made aware of the consequences of giving incorrect answers, the game will still be fair because it gives reasonable number of questions for the player to gain points, money. How can one maximize winning your game? The players need to have at least average skills in comprehending and answering general trivia questions. This is essential in ensuring to get the money. On the business side, the owner, organizer of the game may generate profit if they will be able to control the difficulty of the trivia question. Unless the average player scores fewer than 5 correct, the business would lose money. That's why difficulty or randomness is usually adjusted. If the players will answer more than 50% and the ball will land on the bins with the highest amount, the organizer of the game will lose. Thanks for playing the game. Until next time.